Hey there, in this video today, I'm going to be going over how to call in your guides powerfully, your higher self, your angels, archangels, benevolent beings essentially, and energy to come in and help you throughout your day and to help guide you to essentially what the best next choice or step is going to be for you. And just to think about it, like how amazing would it be to get good at being able to call in your guides so that they're basically showing you, hey, take a right there or take a left there, like you have almost like a GPS system that is going to tell you the best next move specifically for you. Well, this actually exists and it's something that you can do. So I'm going to go over what I do every single day in order to call in my guides, my higher self, my angels, so on. I'm going to show you like kind of the little prayer or mantra that I do. And you don't have to do it like specifically to mine, but I'm going to give you my framework and what I do, and so you can try it on. If it resonates with you, do something similar, do your own version. But I want to first mention why I think this is so crucial. Now, again, if you're watching this video, I assume you have faith that there are guides out there showing you the way, or angels, or your higher self, God, source, the universe. It doesn't really matter how you label it. Ultimately, I'm going to assume, if you're watching this, you believe that there is something that is available to guide you and will guide you in very loving ways, will guide you to what it is you need to go through, what you need to see so that you can live a beautiful existence, a beautiful life, serve your mission, your purpose, whatever else it is. And so for me, when it comes to this, there's something very, very crucial that I have learned that not a lot of people do. And it comes from one of my favorite quotes that I learned probably in this last year, not in 2023, but like the last actual year in time-wise. So, from 2022 into now. And it's this quote, and that is, love doesn't come in uninvited. You see, a lot of people are just waiting for their guides to come in and just sweep them off their feet and just show them the way and show them the light. But the thing about this, from my understanding and my experience and looking at, what people who speak to guides, like in a sense of channeling and things of this nature, and what it all kind of lines up with is that there are guides and angels and everything, in the universe, benevolent beings, ready and just willing to work with you. In fact, they want to. There's nothing that makes them happier and more joyful and it makes them feel so good. The problem is they cannot come in and guide you unless you ask them to do so. Now, the reason for this is because we are sovereign beings. We have free will. And unless we invite it in through our own discernment, through our own free will, it's not going to come in the ways that you want. It's not going to come in very obvious or rapid ways. Now, sometimes we unconsciously invite them in through certain things we do. But wouldn't it be better if we consciously and intentionally every single day invited our guides in? And so that's what this prayer is essentially going to be about. And I seriously do this every single morning. And I can just tell you that since coming to this and since doing this every single morning, like I almost refrain from saying miracles, but I'm going to say miracles. Little miracles are happening in my life that are leading to bigger miracles in my life. I keep finding myself getting led to the exact action I need to take next for my unfoldment. I find like things coming into my reality that are exactly what I need to see next or exactly the solution to certain situations. And I attribute so much of that to not just asking for this guidance, but for following through on what's coming in by actually following the guidance. Because again, if the guidance comes in, the numbers come in, whatever it is, and then you don't actually respond to it and take the corresponding action, nothing's going to change. Even if you do invite in your angels, your guides, your higher self, they're just going to lead you and show you the path. They're going to illuminate the landscape, but it's then up to you to travel down that path. Anyway, let's get into it. And so this is what I do. And again, you can do your own version of this. You can do this exactly. You can, take it and use a hybrid version, whatever it is. All I do is before I get started in my morning routine, I just say something like this. And again, it might be slightly different each time. I'm just going to say typically what I say. And I say, before I get started, I would like to invite my higher self, my guides, my angels, archangels, source, the universe, and any benevolent beings or anything else that can come in to work with me today. I invite you in. I am asking for your help from my free will to come in and work with me today, to show me the way, to show me what to do and how to move in ways that I know not. And from your perspective, I ask for you to come in and help me today. I am asking for your help. And then I'll usually, right after, and I just started doing this intuitively, again, saying something along those lines, and it changes, just in whatever I'm led to. And then I'll say, thank you also for just all that you've been bringing into my life up to this point. I've been receiving your messages, I've been receiving your guidance, and I just want to say a massive thank you. And maybe I'll also name some of the things that have started coming into my life as I started doing this practice. I'll tell them like, thank you so much for this thing that just came in synchronistically in my business, or this in my relationship. Thank you so much for, bringing my attention to something that I needed attention to give attention to. And I'll just give genuine appreciation to my guides, to my angels, after inviting them in. Now, this might sound very, very simple, but it's incredibly powerful because, again, going back to that quote, love doesn't come in uninvited. And it's the same with your guides. It's the same with your higher self and source and the universe and God. And they absolutely want to come in and work with you and help you, but they respect your free will. They respect that you are a sovereign being, that they cannot force their guidance or force their way in, but they will happily come in if you invite them in. And when you start doing this, you'll see things do begin to change. You get drawn to different things. Certain things start to come into your frame. Again, when you start taking action on this guidance, you're going to notice this speeding up rapidly. Not only your progress and your expansion, but more and more things start coming in, because not only are you calling them in, but they're starting to take notice that, oh, we're bringing them in and they're taking action on it. They're actually listening. Let's give them the next thing, then the best next thing, then the best next thing. And so make sure you're taking action on the guidance that comes in. And I'll also add, I only ask this at the beginning of the day once a day. And there's a reason for this. I think it's very easy to overthink this and be asking like 10 times a day, please come in. If you've already asked for the guidance, you don't need to keep asking. That's kind of something we do, I think, when we have doubts and we don't have faith that things are happening. Reorient yourself in other ways if you want to, but ultimately, in my eyes, you ask, you invite your guides in, your angels. Again, you can go back to what I said, and I'll even, I'll timestamp exactly when I do the actual little prayer. If you want to just watch that again and a few times until you can kind of get your own version, you can write your own version down, you can do mine exactly, but see what calls to you when you go to do this. And that's all there is to it. And all I can say is, since I've been doing this, genuinely just every morning doing this from my heart, things have been moving in really kind of non-linear, really awesome ways, little intuitive hits, just to do even like little things differently that have led to so much kind of clarity and sometimes results and so many different things. And so I would invite you to do the same thing, to understand that you are guided, but you have to invite it in, and you have to then take the action from that guidance. Anyway, thank you so much for tuning into this video. Remember, you are loved, and I'll see you in the next one.